Hey you guys, Beth Brutality here, and we are going to review the Ultra HD Foundation, the new one from Makeup Forever. This review is actually recorded over the course of like a week and a half, so it's a little disjointed. I'm a little all over the place with it, but in this video you're going to get first impressions. You're going to see how it wore after like 12 hours, and then you're going to get my final thoughts at the end. One thing I did forget to mention at the end is that it is a foundation that comes in a pump bottle. I know that is important for some people, and it is in plastic so that it is makeup artistry friendly. The whole line is really geared towards makeup artistry, so a little disjointed, I do apologize, but we're just gonna jump into this review. So what I have on as primer right now is probably not the best primer, but we're gonna see what happens. It's the MD Solar Sciences SPF 50, and it has like a silicone-y like primery texture. So I was like, what's the worst that could happen? Let's just use that. And I'm wondering if the worst that could happen is my face looks, you know, weird when I'm done. So yeah. So this is the HD, and this is color Y235. I'm Y215, but we don't actually carry Y215 in store. So I'm trying Y235 and seeing how it looks on me. I'm applying it with the Real Techniques cheek brush. Now what I will say about this one is I have to build a little bit of coverage with this one. I don't start off with a ton of coverage right away. I have tried it one other time and I didn't try it again after that because I was still super broken out. And it's just not the kind of foundation, if you're broken out, like it's just not going to do anything for you. If you have smooth skin, it's a really, really good foundation for that. But if you have a bunch of texture like I do, well, it's not going to be your best friend. I'm using this brush because this is the closest thing I have to the Makeup Forever foundation brush. I don't remember the number of it. I think I'm going to get one though, so there's always that. It's part of their new like synthetic bamboo line. So you can see it looks pretty good actually. This might work okay as a primer, but I don't have even remotely enough coverage right now. So we're gonna build some more up where we need it. And that should be good. I'm not working today, so just kind of testing it out, but I would like to get kind of an idea of how it's gonna wear when I do wear it, outside of that one time that I wore it. Now, 235 is actually looking pretty good. I don't know, we'll see. It might just be that these lights just make everything look good. Also, what I will say, you can still see all of my freckles showing through. So, I mean, if you want a lot of coverage, this is not the foundation for you. I'm gonna try putting on a little bit more and see if I can build up some more coverage. But I'm thinking this is just not that kind of foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on concealer and all that fun stuff. Okay, I don't have any of my HD setting powder left, so I'm using the e.l.f. HD powder. No, they are not actually the same. e.l.f. would have you think they're the same, and they're similar, but I definitely can tell a difference between when I use my e.l.f. and when I use my Makeup Forever. I just remembered why I don't have Makeup Forever anymore. I had hit pan on it, and I had the pressed version, obviously if I hit pan, and I was getting powder of it, and what was left of it just like shattered everywhere, and I just haven't replaced it because I have a ton of other setting powder that I'm trying to make myself use up. So what I will say, putting on the setting powder definitely takes away the pretty glow, but I'm okay with that because I'm sure I will be plenty glowy soon. But it actually looks pretty good. I would wear it. I guess that means I would have to do 2 to 3 pumps of it though, because I put a lot on. Okay, so I'm liking it right now. I'm gonna set it with my Mist and Fix 02, so I'm using a bunch of Makeup Forever with it. And what I'm gonna try to do is use it over the course of, it went in my mouth, doesn't taste good. Use it over the course of a couple of days and see how I'm liking it. I don't even know. I'm sure I'll end up loving it now that I don't have as much texture to cover, but we'll see. The big thing I'm worried about is I'm having to try it in 235, and that's technically too dark for me, so hopefully it doesn't oxidize or anything, or I'm going to be way too dark. I am going to put on some lip and a little bit of eyeshadow. Both of them are actually Point Perks right now. The eyeshadow is from Buxom. It is the new Mink Magnet eyeshadow, and Cambria's very excited about that. She's trying to climb up here and watch us, but I moved those chairs. I'm evil. And then I'm going to put on a little bit of the new Bite 250 Point Perk. The color is called Bellini. Hey guys, I'm sure the lighting is still super crappy, but I wanted to just record real quick. I wore this all day today. I put it on at like 8 a.m. It's now like at least 10 o'clock, and he doesn't understand how every day after he leaves, somehow the entire bed gets turned inside out. I don't know how it happens either. I'm asleep. He has no idea I'm recording this. So that makes it even funnier. But I've had this on since 8 a.m. and it's now 10 o'clock, and you can see it hasn't really broken up except for around my chin. So I'm going to try a different setting powder tomorrow, and we're going to see what happens. So let's keep reviewing. So we're just going to record final thoughts on this, naked-faced. It's my day off. I don't really like to wear makeup on my day off. I like to give my skin a chance to breathe. The cats are being real wily, so just ignore all the cat noises and stuff you hear. So overall, I will say I like this foundation a lot. I like that it literally looks like skin. They did a really good job with that, because obviously the ultimate goal was for it to look as natural as possible on camera. Do I necessarily think it is an everyday foundation? Yes and no. It is really going to depend on your skin type. I do feel like if you are dry or normal or even lightly combination, you will like it a lot as a daily foundation. I think if you are all over oily, or if you are combination oily, I would probably stick to matte velvet. I don't feel like matte velvet looks too cakey on those oily skin types. I think it looks really natural on oily skin types. So I feel like if you are more oily, you will like ultra. The cat is literally inside of the blinds. If you are oily, you will like Ultra HD, just for okay. So if you are oily, you will like Ultra HD for photo shoots, short days, things like that. But if you are looking for an 8-hour to 12-hour wear foundation, I don't recommend this for that, unless you're okay with doing a little work for it. So I am combination oily, and I live in good old Tejas, so it is really hot here right now. It's the average temperature is anywhere from 95 to 105 on any given day, with the real feel often being even higher. So it's been really hot here, and I do walk everywhere. So I usually walk an hour or a mile and a half to work each day. So I've definitely given this a good road test. I will definitely say, as long as I am setting it with a powder and then also using Mist and Fix, and then I'm also using like mattifying primer. You guys already know which one I use. I use the Cover FX Anti-Acne mattifying primer because this one just does really good things for my skin. So I use that. Then as long as I set it with a powder and spray it with this, it goes really well. What I will say, my beauty blender is in Ohio, so I haven't been able to try this with a beauty blender, which is really silly, I know. I've put it on clients with a beauty blender and it looks fantastic, but on my own face I haven't done it yet. I've tried it with several different brushes. I tried it with my Real Technique stippling brush, and I liked it, but I wanted more coverage. It was harder to build the coverage with the stippling brush. So then I actually tried it with the Expert face brush and used this as a stippling brush. And I got really good coverage, but then I found that on my smile lines, it got really creasy. So it was just too thick of texture, which again, it's not supposed to show texture, so that tells me that that's not good. And then I ended up buying the Makeup Forever brushes. I have not actually applied it with the Duo Fiber brush because I actually prefer this as more of a blending brush or a powder brush. So I don't want to use it with the liquid. But I did use this one with the liquid, and this was actually specifically designed for their HD foundations. It's a little bit different. It's a really large flat paddle style, and I really like this brush a lot. The main thing that makes this different than other flat paddle brushes is that as long as you aren't pushing like hard, as long as you don't make the bristles splay out, when you blend with it, you do not get any streaking, and I cannot say that about other paddle brushes. So I will say I do feel like it is the kind of foundation where you definitely need the right tool, and then depending on your skin type, you definitely need to prime and set it the correct way, or you are going to be sorry. One day I just used setting spray and I didn't use any powder, and so where I had put on bronzer and highlighter and stuff on my forehead, it stayed really, really well, even though I'm oily there. But on the lower half of my face, I hadn't used any powder, nothing below my contour, and it broke up really, really bad. So I know, I could tell that was the point of difference, was that I had powder where I'd put color. The animals are very, very interested in what I'm doing, so sorry that we keep getting Megatron shadows in my backlight. So that is kind of my final thoughts on that foundation. Do I like it? Yes. Would I wear it? Absolutely. I know I have to do a little more work, but I have figured out a really good way to use it with my combo oily skin. Would I recommend it? Yes. Just not to overall oily skin, and it's just because if you are oily, like you're all over oily, matte velvet looks really, really natural on really oily skin, because the way it kind of works with the oils in the skin, it loses that really dry look and it doesn't get cakey at all. So I would say to use matte velvet if you're oily all over. I really don't know why the cat is so mad, but she's yelling. So sorry if you guys hear that. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else to tell you guys about it. I feel like I kind of talked about it a lot in all the different videos. I have been wearing it for a couple, at least a week now, at least, and I wore it every single day. So I definitely feel like I gave it a decent road test. So it's a good foundation. I mean, I like it. I do. It looks amazing, and we have a lot of guys that come in for makeup at my location of Sephora because I'm in a major city, so you know, there's a lot more like TV people and just guys in general who are open to like Sephora products, period. And putting it on them is fantastic because it literally just blends right into the skin and looks like skin. So if you're looking for something really, really natural and you're dry, your combination, something like that, you will like it. If you are really, really oily, I would probably stick with matte velvet. Okay, that is about all I have to say about that. I will put the prices and stuff in the down bar. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. I want to say it's like $44, but I don't know for sure. And I will also list the names of the brushes I talked about and their prices as well. And I will list that guy down there too. So I will talk to you guys soon. There is another foundation you guys want me to review, let me know. I know this one is not a cruelty-free or vegan formula or anything like that. So it was just kind of a random one out there since it is new and interesting. It's interesting. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.